Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us on Election Day. I know it's a busy day for everybody. I'm Rick Abruzzi with KO Public Affairs. We're working with the State Board of Elections on some of the PR issues, along with Campfire and Henry Falwell, who's on the call as well. Appreciate everybody joining us. I'm just going to hand it over to Jared. I guess what we'd like to ask is that everybody keep their Jared will have a couple brief introductory remarks, and then we'll turn it over to questions. If you have a question, raise your hand, and we'll do our best to get to you. And if you're not speaking, just keep your audio on mute so there's no feedback. So we appreciate it. I can see there's a number of you on the call. So if it takes me a second to see your hand raised, just sort of bear with us. We will get to all of the questions, so just be patient. We'd ask you obviously to listen to your colleagues' questions, and if it's a question that's similar to your own, obviously don't have to be repetitive. But appreciate you being here, and with that, I'll turn it over to Jared, State Administrator of Elections.
Hi, thanks everyone. Today has been a great day, wonderful weather. We've had a robust turnout so far, and we expect even more so as the evening progresses. We have 4 hours left of voting going on. Just wanted to make sure that everyone who has requested a mail-in ballot and received one that they can vote with a drop box by 8 o'clock tonight. And if you're in line at 8 o'clock, that you'll be able to vote. So one of the things is that we're making sure that every voter has the right to vote, and we're going to count every vote. So we're expecting a heavy turnout as we get towards the end of the night, which will affect the release of the results. So just bear with us, because we want to make sure that all the voters and all the polling places are closed before we release any results. Additionally, if voters are out there, don't just go to the first available polling place. Make sure you go to the correct polling place, because that will help with lines management and making sure you vote the correct ballot, because that's what we want. You want to vote the correct ballot so that it'll be counted fully. But again, it's been a fantastic day. Things are going well, and just open up for questions here.
All right, Beatrice, you are first. Could you just, say your news outlet as well, just for Jared's benefit and everyone? I'd appreciate it.
Thanks, guys, for having me. I'm Beatrice from ABC News. My question is, I was wondering if you guys have had any election day threats to any poll workers or poll sites. A number of states were reporting that they've gotten swatting incidents. So I was curious if Maryland is one of those states.
Right now, I don't want to jinx myself or anything, or the security of our election judges, but things have been going quite well. Civility has reigned supreme in Maryland so far, and I expect to continue that for the next 4 hours as well.
Brian?
Hey, Jared. Brian Sears, Marilyn Matters. Real quick, you mentioned just before you went to questions about advising voters to not just go to the first polling place they see. There's been some reports in College Park and in Burtonsville that there are some unusually long lines because more people are being asked to vote provisional. Is that the reason for your caution? Is that there are more provisional ballots than normal being cast in places like Burtonsville and College Park?
Yes. So, the convenience voter is what we kind of call that individual there. They just go right to the first polling place. And, because you're not at the correct polling place, you will be voting a provisional ballot. And, it will increase the length of time and the lines in those facilities. So, be considerate to your other fellow voters. Take the time, visit our website, find your correct polling place. It'll pull up a map and it'll guide you right there. So, please do so to help and mitigate these lines that may develop later on.
A quick follow-up question, Jared. Aside from the folks that are causing lines because they're voting provisional, Are there any other problems at polling places that are causing long lines, machines that are down, or other issues with polling places that we need to be aware of?
No, everything is, I'm happy to report, we're at the 4 o'clock mark right now, and, voting has been very robust, and I like to see that. And, and everything is, being the way it's supposed to be.
Sonia?
Hi, I'm Sonia with the Diamondback at the University of Maryland. As mentioned, the polling lines at College Park are absolutely insane right now. What can poll workers do to kind of alleviate the tensions that are forming in line between students?
We're working with the local board to kind of facilitate more workers up there to help alleviate those lines, and just the voters, just to be patient. We will process them, and we want to make sure everyone votes and to stay in line, because your voice matters, and make your vote count. So yes, so stay there, be patient, and it will be processed.
Thank you.
Amanda?
Hi, this is Amanda Engel with WMART News. I was wondering if you have any early numbers for how many people you're seeing so far.
We do not have any specific numbers like I was reporting during early voting, but we see that it is a robust turnout, and it's just been continuing from when we delivered mail ballots out 43 days ago to today. I think that the enthusiasm and has been high amongst voters and even myself. So I'm excited about this election, and it's going to be reflective with the overall turnout that I think is going to occur.
Brian Whitty? Brian, make sure you unmute. Hold on.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep.
Now we can. Yep.
Hi, Jared. I just wanted to see if you might even go a little further and give an idea of where you think things could be in terms of turnout compared to past years. I know it's a little early, but you've seen a lot. How does it look in terms of a long-term voter turnout look?
Well, I mean, we had 1.6 million voters vote early. So I'm ecstatic about that. That represented 38%. I'm still thinking that the other 62% will come out and vote. I'm going for 100%, Brian. That's my mission. I want to get 100% voter turnout for this election here. Where we fall, I don't necessarily know, but I think the enthusiasm level is very high among Marylanders for this election. So, I'll leave the actual forecasting to political pundits and political scientists as well.
Thanks.
Annie?
Hi, I'm Annie. I'm a reporter with the Baltimore Sun. In regards to voter turnout, I was wondering if the board knew if they would have any of those numbers tonight after the polls close, or if that will be later.
We'll just be releasing, after all the polls close, we'll be releasing early voting, in-person early voting figures, as well as what was canvassed for mail-in ballots. And then as the results come in from election day. So, you'll get a great picture by the end of the night or early in the morning, as well as we get all the results in. So.
Amanda, you have a follow-up question?
A different question, if that's all right. So we anecdotally heard about a polling place in Baltimore County that opened 45 minutes late. Have you heard of any other instances of that? And for polling places where that has happened, are they staying open later or anything like that?
We didn't have any reports of polling places opening late, and everything is on track to close by 8 o'clock tonight. So nothing official that we heard on polling places. So
Sanya?
Hi, Sonia with the Diamondback again. Is there a rationale for moving the location from Ritchie Coliseum to City Hall in College Park? Because that left stamp is the only, the Stamp Student Union is the only on-campus voting location, whereas in previous years there have been two.
That was an emergency polling place change and that the local boards had asked for, and it was done in our October board meeting. They had to provide reasons for the emergency place change. It was done in a public meeting, so it was not necessarily scheduled to be there, but it was emergency. And the local board, you know, provided the rationale for that.
Rob, is your hand up? I can't tell. Okay. You're on
Yeah,
mute.
it is.
Okay.
Sorry about that, Bruce. I couldn't find the hand signal on my wave screen, so there we go. Have there been any incidences of voter intimidation, either voter intimidation, staff intimidation, anything similar to what like we saw last week in Carroll County at the early voting site?
Right now, we have no reports of any sort of intimidations to report on election officials or election judges. Nothing widespread, and you know, there's always, you know, some controversy outside the 100-foot zone. Tensions usually run a little bit high, but nothing inside. And like I said, civility is it's great that it's returned to Maryland, and we can be the hallmark for the country on that.
And just to be clear, as you follow up to Annie's question, that you don't expect any polling places to have to remain open past 8 o'clock tonight unless there are people in line. I mean, no jurisdictions are going to have to stay open late because they open late.
I don't want to promise anything right now because, you know, I still got 4 hours left here, you know, but, you know, I want to make sure that, you know, from this, you know, if you're in line by 8 o'clock, you're going to be able to vote. So, you know, we want to make sure that, you know, that voters are aware that they please come out and vote, and that those drop boxes remain open till 8 o'clock. So you know, put your mail-in ballot there, and to go to the correct polling place to help us alleviate some of these lines so that you're not a convenience voter.
All right. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Jared? Jared, any closing thoughts here?
No, you know, I just want to make sure that everyone, you know, it's been great. I want to get to that 100% voter turnout mark, and weather's been cooperating, and you know, I'm just excited for the next less than 4 hours left. But make sure that every voter comes out and votes. That's my message, and I can't wait.
You're not planning any other briefings tonight once the polls close, correct? Anything virtual, anything like that? Just logistic?
No.
No. Okay, fair enough. Thanks.
But obviously, you guys know how to reach us, and you know, if something changes where we need to do another briefing, we will certainly let you know.